actually wanting to be here, but she's actually on special assignment results. Thank you so much. And please round of applause for her. Also, we have she's actually wanting to be here, but she's actually on person of special assignments to Wafa. Round of applause for him as well. Also, we also have the university registrar of Mr. Shino of Mr. Lamide Jafa. Will be with us. A round of applause for him as well. A round of applause, please. We also have the university bossa. This is Mr. Shino at Boju. It will be with us shortly. We also have the university librarian, Dr. Felicia Yusuf. These are special personnel shortly that we are opportunity to have. We also want to welcome the university librarian, Dr. Felicia Yusuf, amongst us. She will be joining us shortly. Professor Timothy Anake. Thank you so much for welcome our special vice chancellor amongst us in person of Professor Timothy University. Thank you so much for coming. That's the vice chancellor of Bells. Thank you for joining us. Covenant University. Apologies. Also, we have our Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, thank you for joining us, and the Deans of Colleges this afternoon with us. Also, of College of Natural and Applied Sciences, represented by the Deputy Dean and the Deans of Colleges with us for joining us. Of College of Natural and Applied Sciences, the other Deans represented here by the Deputy actually introduce them. We have the Director of R&D. Thank you for joining us. Also with us here, who is the other Deans chairman for this event. Actually introduce them. Also, we have specially with us the Dean of Academic Planning is the also chairman for these events. Also, we have specially with us the Vice Chancellor of Greenland University Planning, the product of Bells University. Thank you so much, Professor Newcap, who is also the Vice Chancellor of Greenland University this morning. We also have University of thank you so much, Graduate School with us, Professor Kufayomi. Thank you so much, Mamas. This morning, we also have even before time of the postgraduate school. Thank you so much for joining us. As well as we have member of staff of the university. She's been here with us come in before actually introduce. Thank you so much for joining us. As well as we have member of staff of the university who also appreciate the students would actually also introduce to gain knowledge. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I want to also appreciate because we actually also running out of time. Just joining us immediately now we have Professor this morning. So I want to move to the next one because we are actually running out of time. So I want to go to the next thing, which is immediately now we have the welcome address by the LOC. Thank you so much for joining us, Prof. Dr. So I want to go to the next thing, which is to take the welcome address by the LOC chairman in person of Dr.
Hello. Good morning. I want to start by establishing the protocol. Good morning, the Vice Chancellor. I want to start by establishing the protocol. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ngozi Ariza, Professor Jerimala Oludele, the Registrar, Mr. Lamidi Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Professor Mr. Ngozi Ariza, the Registrar Librarian, Mr. Lamidi Yusuf, the Professor and the keynote speaker, Professor Timothy Anake, the University Librarian, Dr. Felicia Yusuf, and the keynote speaker, College of Management, Timothy Anake, Professor Adibambo, Postgraduate School, College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Atas, College of Management, and Professor Adibambo of Environmental Sciences, College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor College of Engineering, and Professor College of Environmental Sciences, College of Atinoko, Professor College of Engineering, Professor College of Computing, College of Michael Advocacy, Professor Augustine Directors, then Deputy College of Computing, Dr. Departmental Coordinators, other distinguished professors, Deputy distinguished participants, Departmental Coordinators, non-academic staff members, professors, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished lecturers, it is non-academic staff members, great honor, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it is with my great honor and privilege to sincerely and warmly welcome you all to this special edition of the Bumarc 2026 conference, convened in celebration of excellence and research collaboration. While paying tribute to an exceptional leader whose visionary stewardship has transformed our university over the past decade. This conference is particularly significant because it is dedicated to the honoring our outgoing Vice Chancellor and the University Bursar, whose 10 years of their exemplary, purposeful, and transformational leadership have left an enduring legacy through unwavering commitment to academic excellence, research advancement, institutional development, and strategic partnerships. Bells University has been positioned as a beacon of innovation and intellectual distinction. Their tenure has demonstrated a visionary leadership that is being guided by integrity, resilience, and service, can inspire remarkable institutional growth and lasting impact. The theme of this special conference, which has to do with the title, Harnessing Technologies, Innovations, and Multidisciplinary Approaches for Sustainable Development Goals, is indeed compelling. So, as the world continues to confront complex global challenges, which we call the climate change, food insecurity, public health concerns, poverty, digital transformation, and social inequality, it has become increasingly evident that sustainable solutions require collaboration across discipline, innovative thinking, and the effective deployment of emerging technologies. That is, we talk about cross-fertilization of ideas when it has to do with sustainable development goals. That is, we need to sustain all the 17 SDG goals. And for the 17 SDG goals to be sustained, there must be cross-fertilization of ideas. It's not done in isolation. So definitely, multidisciplinary approach is then needed. Based on that, we all know that universities then occupied a strategic position in this global endeavor as centers of knowledge creation, creation and dissemination. We have a responsibility not only to generate cutting-edge research, but also to translate knowledge into practical solutions that improve lives and contribute meaningfully to the attainment of the 17 SDG goals. So what we are emphasizing is we need to dwell into demand-based research. That is, research that impacts the society, impacts life. So that's majorly what the focus is all about. Therefore, this conference provides a valuable platform for researchers, policymakers, industry experts, innovators, and development partners to exchange ideas, share research findings, foster collaborations, and explore practical pathways toward sustainable development. Of course, over the course of this conference, we look forward to stimulating keynote addresses, insightful paper presentation, engaging panel discussion, and fruitful networking opportunities that will enrich our collective understanding and inspire innovative action. It is our hope that the delegations here will produce recommendations that is capable of influencing policy, advancing research, and strengthening partnership for sustainable national and global development. Yes, as we celebrate the remarkable achievements of our outgoing Vice Chancellor and the Bursar, let us also reaffirm our shared commitment to sustaining the culture of excellence, innovation, and impactful research that has flourished under their leadership, as evident in all around the university environment. Comparing 2016, BES 2016, and BES 2026, it is indeed impactful. And for the past 2 weeks and a week ago, a series of events has been organized to honor and celebrate the outgoing Vice Chancellor and the Bursar, and major events are still upcoming next week, and based on that, many tributes have been given, goodwill messages has been taken, but personally, I think the greatest of the greatest of the greatest tribute, the greatest of the greatest tribute we can offer is to continue to build on the strong foundation they have established and to remain steadfast in our pursuit of knowledge that serves humanity. That is the greatest tribute I think we need to give, so that everything that has been done, we have to sustain it and try as much as possible to make progress and surpass it. Therefore, on behalf of the Bumarc Conference Organizing Committee, I, Johnson Adega Adeleke, I express a profound appreciation to our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Anake Timothy, the Vice Chancellor, Covenant University. Thank you, sir, for coming. And to all our paper presenters, the sponsors, partners, and every participant whose presence has made this conference possible. We are honored to have you with us and wish you all a rewarding, intellectually stimulating, and memorable conference experience. Thank you, and I wish you all a successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well done, sir. So we want to move speedily to the next thing. We've heard it all. This conference is actually a multidisciplinary conference, and it actually encompasses all the spheres of the SDG goal, which is very important. So it's important to life. All right. So along the line, while the LOC chairman was giving his speech, the bursar of the university, Mr. Shino Adepoju, came in. So I want to welcome Mr. Shino Adepoju. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. So we want to move swiftly to the opening remark, which will be given by our leader in person of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, Koren, FNIA, FNIAE. Thank you so much, sir.
Please be seated, sir. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me, in my own characteristic manner, to romance the existing and well-established protocol. Vice Chancellor, sir, I normally do that because if everybody should sit on protocol, everyone comes here to stand on it, it might collapse. At least somebody should show some form of empathy and romance the protocol. So, based on that, please permit me to romance the already well-established protocol while recognizing Professor Tim Anake, the Vice Chancellor of Covenant University. Please give me a round of applause. Let me also recognize our own dear Professor O.S. Fayemi, the newest Vice Chancellor on the planet, Vice Chancellor of Greenland University, welcome. And permit me to recognize my friend, my brother, with whom we've worked together for these 10 years. Running an institution like this can be very strange, particularly when it comes to finance. The chief financial officer or finance officer of this university, Mr. Shina Adepoju, thank you for assisting in weathering the storm these 10 years. Mr. 25th. I thought we should clap for him again. Otherwise, today is 22nd, isn't it? By Friday. What do you expect? Begum. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished students, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the university management, staff and students of Bells University of Technology, Ota, the first private university of technology in Nigeria, it is with immense pleasure, profound gratitude, and a deep sense of honor that I warmly welcome you all to the Bumarc 2026 Multidisciplinary Conference. Today marks not only the commencement of an intellectually stimulating gathering, but also a special and deeply significant occasion in the life of Bells University of Technology, Ota. We are assembled here to celebrate scholarship, innovation, and collaboration, and also to felicitate remarkable leaders whose decade of services have left an indelible mark on this great institution. This conference is significant for several reasons. First, it reflects the central role of research in the life of a university. Second, it recognizes the importance of multidisciplinary collaboration in addressing the complex challenges confronting our world. Third, it provides an opportunity to strengthen the capacity of emerging researchers through practical training and knowledge sharing. Finally, and particularly for me and the BOSA, this conference is taking place at a significant point in the history of the university as a valedictory conference, marking the conclusion of our tenure, both as Vice Chancellor of Bells University of Technology and the BOSA of the university. We therefore humbly receive this occasion with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. Ladies and gentlemen, the choice of our conference theme, harnessing technologies, innovation, and multidisciplinary approaches for SDG could not be more timely or even more fitting. Across the globe, humanity faces complex and interconnected challenges such as climate change, food insecurity, inequality, public health concerns, technological disruptions, and economic instability. And this is going even in our faces now. Ebola is coming on again, and we pray it just fades away so that all of us will be safe. These issues transcend the boundaries of single discipline, and it demands integrated, collaborative, and innovative responses. This conference, therefore, serves as a strategic platform where scholars, practitioners, policymakers, and innovators from diverse disciplines can engage in meaningful dialogue, exchange breaking ground ideas, and explore practical solutions capable of advancing the SDG. Ladies and gentlemen, we firmly believe that the future belongs not merely to technological advancement, but to the intelligent and responsible application of technology, strengthened by interdisciplinary cooperation and guided by a shared commitment to sustainable development and human progress. As participants in this conference, I encourage us all to approach these sessions with open minds, intellectual curiosity, and the willingness to build bridges across disciplines. Let this gathering inspire new partnership, stimulate transformative research, and generate actionable outcomes that extend beyond this conference hall into our communities, institutions, and nation at large. Ladies and gentlemen, to our presenters of today, both on-site and online, and our panelists, sponsors, and organizing committees, we express our heartfelt appreciation for your invaluable contributions and dedication to making Bumarc 2026 a reality. Special appreciation goes to the keynote speaker, Professor Timothy Ashibia Anake, the Vice Chancellor, Covenant University, for identifying with us every time, all the time, and everywhere. I thought you gave him a round of applause. He is a friend of the university, a personal friend of mine. So he's here in two caps today to deliver his keynote address and also to wish me farewell. While I will be wishing him happy tenure also. I told him that just before coming in here, that his hair is very black and I envy him. But I assure him that before he leaves, it will grow gray. Not only your hair, even your mustache will become gray. When I was coming in here, everything was black. I'm going out now, everything is white. My granddaughter said, Grandpa, you suddenly became old man. But it happens like that. So, Professor Tim Anake, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being very prompt. Thank you for your love and for your love for this university, which honestly we do not take for granted at all. So in closing, I wish to congratulate the organizing committee, the entire Bells University community, participants and guests. I warmly welcome you all to Bumarc 2026. I wish you a rewarding, engaging, and memorable conference where only the best is good for Bells. I therefore declare this conference open. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please, let's be upstanding. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was a lot said all at once. We can only sit when the Vice Chancellor is seated. Yeah, thank you so much. We can now have a seat. We heard it. We should actually be open-minded. It's a multidisciplinary research conference. So we're to actually ensure we engage in learning, and we should have our intellectual curiosity opened. So we're going to quickly move to the next thing, which is actually to take, that's section 7, leadership and impact session, to actually take the citation of the keynote speaker. And taking the citation of the keynote speaker, we have Dr. Ajibola come to do that. Please, a round of applause as Dr. Ajibola comes up.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone, once again. I want to invite our keynote speaker to please rise and remain standing while I take his citation. Professor Timothy Anake is the Vice Chancellor, Covenant University. He is an accomplished scholar, seasoned academic administrator, and visionary higher education leader whose career spans over 2 decades of distinguished services in teaching, research, and university governance. He continues to promote and provide strategic leadership for institutional advancement, academic excellence, and global positioning at Covenant University, Canaan Land, Ota, Ogun State here, where he currently serves, as mentioned before, as the Vice Chancellor. His vision aligns closely with global higher education trends, emphasizing internationalization, industry, partnership, and research commercialization. Born in Ketil Village, Beldi, in Obanliku local government of Cross River State, Professor Timothy Ashibel is the 5th of the late Mr. Emmanuel Ashibel and Mrs. Angela Ashibel Anakin's 6 children. He is a proud descendant of the Anake Ukai dynasty in Ketil Village. Education began at the then Demonstration Primary School, Ansa, Calabar, and he later completed his primary education at the Ketil Primary School in Beldi before proceeding to the Community Comprehensive Secondary School, 4 Towns, Uyo, for his secondary education. He obtained his first degree in mathematics from the University of Uyo, ranking as the best graduating student in his set in 1999. He obtained a master's degree in mathematics from the University of Ibadan in the year 2004 and a doctorate in mathematics from Covenant University in the year 2012. His academic career began at Igbinedion University, Okada, from where he moved over to Covenant University in 2006, where he has worked until he was promoted to the rank of full professor of mathematics in year 2021. Professor Anake's academic expertise is rooted in mathematics and applied science with a strong focus on numerical methods, computational modeling, and interdisciplinary application. His research portfolio reflects a commitment to addressing complex real-world problems, including emerging contributions in mathematical oncology, where quantitative frameworks are applied to cancer modeling and therapeutic optimization. He has authored and contributed to scholarly works that advance both theoretical and applied dimensions of mathematics, earning recognition within academic and professional circles. Beyond research, his scholarly path has been marked by instructional excellence and celebrated for mentoring countless undergraduate and postgraduate students, fostering a new generation of African mathematicians. His body of work is extremely published in reputable international journals, reflecting his commitment to solving problems in physical sciences, and engineering through mathematical modeling. As a widely cited author and member of several professional bodies, including the Nigerian Mathematical Society and the Edinburgh Mathematical Society, he remains committed at the forefront of mathematical community in sub-Saharan Africa. And I want to add that he's not just a member of these two societies. He also belongs to the Nigerian Economic Society, where I was at the induction ceremony. Throughout his career, Professor Anake has received several recognitions and awards for academic excellence, leadership, and service to the university system. This includes institutional commendations for outstanding teaching and research contributions, leadership awards, and excellence in academic administration, and recognition for advancing quality assurance, curriculum innovation, and a lot more. He has also been acknowledged for his role in strengthening student development system and fostering a high-performance academic culture. Collectively, these honors reflect his commitment to excellence, integrity, transformative leadership in higher education. In the university administration, Professor Anake has demonstrated exceptional capacity for strategic planning, policy formulation, institutional transformation, and before he was appointed as Vice Chancellor, he has served in several positions, including the Dean College of Science and Technology, the Director of Academic Planning, the Dean of Student Affairs, the Head of Department of Mathematics at Covenant University. Professor Anake is also widely respected for his leadership in human capital development, fostering a high-performance academic culture through faculty mentoring, talent development frameworks, sustainable staff engagement strategies, a strong advocate of innovation-driven education. He integrates technology-enabled learning and data-informed decision-making into university system. He is proficient in advanced analytical and computational tools and enterprise productivity platform. Under his leadership, Covenant University continues to consolidate the reputation as a leading institution not just in Nigeria but in Africa, driven by a commitment to excellence, innovation, societal impact, and lots more. He is happily married to Dr. Winifred Anake. He is the proud father of fraternal twins and embodies a life dedicated to faith, scholarship, innovation, and transformational leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have Professor Timothy Ashibon Anake, the Vice Chancellor of Covenant University. Thank you.
Please, you may be seated. That was very eloquently delivered. You would almost think he has lived with me all my life. The Chancellor of Bells University, members of the board, the Vice Chancellor who has just stepped out, members of management of the Bells University, the Bossa, and our very fresh Vice Chancellor, Professor Fayomi. Incidentally, Professor Fayomi and I have come a long way from Covenant University, and I'm so glad this morning when I heard of the news of his promotion. Congratulations, sir. For the rest of the protocol, may I also ask for your permission to romance the already established protocol? Thank you. I'd like to say good morning and greetings from Covenant University to every single participant at this conference. It is, for me, a very rare privilege and an honor to be asked to deliver this keynote address. As our Vice Chancellor mentioned, it means a lot more to me than just delivering this address. I am very glad that this conference has thought it, or the organizers have thought it apt to make it a valedictory conference in honor of Professor Ojediran. 10 years is not 10 days, especially when you look around and you can actually count beyond your 10 fingers, more than 10 things that Professor Ojediran has done over these 10 years. And I thought we'll put our hands together for him. So we are convening under the theme Harnessing Technologies, Innovations, and Multidisciplinary Approaches for Sustainable Development Goals. And I have been asked to speak on visionary leadership, institutional transformation, advancing academic excellence, innovation, and sustainable higher education. I present this keynote address in honor of Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran. As a matter of fact, as you call out those names, you're already speaking to visionary leadership, you are speaking to institutional transformation, you are speaking to advancement in academic excellence, you are speaking to innovation and sustainability in higher education. And I think, like I said before, it is just the right thing that the council and management of Bells University and the organizers of the conference have done. This doesn't happen too many times in people's lives when they will have to be celebrated while they are still standing. And I'd like to commend the entire Bells University and ask once more that we should put our hands together for this wonderful honor that is done Professor Jeremiah Oludele. While we recognize that institutions are larger than individuals, we can also note that leadership transition can be very critical moments in the life of any institution. And I'm sure that the feeling is mutual, especially within Bells University for now. It is one time when we get to recount the achievements, the accomplishments of a previous leader or a current leader and benchmark against what the next person is expected to come and do. It is one time that we recognize that everything about any institution indeed rises and falls with leadership. So I think, in my opinion, that this transition period allows us to appreciate that institutions are profoundly shaped by the quality of individuals entrusted with their stewardship. Throughout history, the destiny of universities have been inseparable from the quality of leadership that guides them. Beyond the buildings that you see on campus, the policies that regulate universities, and of course, the budgets, like the BOSA has done very well in 10 years. the culture that shapes the behavior of a university, which determines transformation and institutional performance, is actually a product of visionary leadership. And that's why Peter Drucker observed that the best way to predict the future is to create it. Now, I sat back there and recalled that there was a BELS before 2016. And there is a BELS after 2016. I am sure Professor Jediron had considered this observation by Peter Drucker. He looked at the BELS University before 2016 and imagined what he wanted to create of a university. And that's why I can boldly say, and say anywhere, that one rare breed of visionary leadership is the one that we are celebrating today, Professor Jeremiah Ojediran. And so, in this context, visionary leadership recognizes that an institution's future is never accidental. So it is first imagined before it is built. It is articulated before it is implemented. It is pursued with discipline before the rankings of this world, the awards, and the public gets to even recognize it. I can say this because I have lived around for, as you heard, since 2006. That's a long time. So I can tell the story of the transformation that has happened in the BELS University. So it is common knowledge today that higher education stands at one of the most consequential crossroads in its history. We cannot deny the disruptions that artificial intelligence has brought to learning, the disruptions that digital technologies have also brought to bear. And what about the climate change issues and public health emergencies, the cybersecurity threats, food insecurity, and of course, the social insecurity and the widening social inequalities that continue to test the resilience of nations. And sadly, while all other societies will increasingly look to universities, not merely to understand these challenges, but to solve them, our own dear society is hopelessly caught in an unfortunate drama leading to 2027 elections. So there is a gap in the leadership of our country, and we are all testimonies. It did not start with the current leadership. It is something that has grown incrementally to the point where we all lament today and desire a change. Why are we not surprised? Because as a country, we have taken our eyes away from universities, and we have preferred other things and have felt that those things are the things that will bring national development and bring stability and security to our country. So it becomes pertinent to ask this question. What kind of universities must we build to remain relevant in an age such as the one we are caught in, where we have discussions around disruption, like I mentioned, innovations, and sustainability? Well, the answer may not lie in acquiring technology or expanding physical infrastructure. I believe it lies in cultivating visionary leadership that transforms institutions into ecosystems of knowledge, innovation, character, and social impact. As a matter of fact, the challenge today before our universities is not to respond to change. It is actually to lead the change. It is not merely to participate in global knowledge economy, such as what we can see every day as the yardsticks to measure good governance in Nigeria. But of course, while those things are helpful, the journey begins with leadership that is courageous and can imagine a future that is different from the present with discipline to build it. Whereas John Henry Newman sees universities as a place of teaching universal knowledge, which is profoundly important. The university of the 21st century must become a place where knowledge is not merely taught, but created. Who says that we cannot create our own knowledge? Who taught our forefathers how to know that yam is cooked for eating? Who taught them how to pick those vegetables and call them soup? So our universities must begin to reimagine a future where we can create knowledge and we are not stuck with curricula that have held us bound for all these years. Discoveries need to be translated into innovations, and ideas must become enterprises, where research informs public policy and where education equips graduates, not merely for employment, but for leadership and service. In fact, the value proposition of higher education has fundamentally shifted from knowledge acquisition to knowledge application, from information transmission to the creation of innovation, and from academic prestige to societal impact. To capture it succinctly, the defining mission of the contemporary university would therefore be to graduate solutions, not students. This mission of the contemporary university resonates with the theme of this conference. It reminds us that sustainable development cannot be achieved through fragmented efforts, working in silos. Rather, through efforts that converge in technology, scholarship, leadership, public policy, industry, and societal engagement. Albert Einstein famously reminded us that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. That's why the implication today for higher education is unmistakable. Multidisciplinary collaboration has become indispensable. There is no way any particular field of study can solve any problem of today's world. As you would have heard, I had my master's in UI. And in the days when we were in UI, the pride of our lecturers was that they published papers all by themselves. It was a thing of pride. That, oh, my paper, my paper, my paper. And that's why all they did, with all respect to my teachers, was just to publish papers and not to solve any societal problems. So our universities today must begin to be universities that look at solving problems within the communities where they exist before they become global. The complex challenges confronting our world cannot be addressed within the confines of isolated academic disciplines. For instance, if we speak about climate resilience, then we will be looking for engineers, we'll look for economists, we'll look for environmental scientists, and policymakers, all of them coming together to solve climate issues. Therefore, I believe that universities, every one of them, regardless of their size or specialization, has a responsibility to contribute meaningfully to the realization of sustainable development goals, only to the extent that universities begin to drive multidisciplinary collaborations and researches. This is why visionary leadership has become the single most important competitive advantage available to universities. So it's not just to be appointed a vice chancellor. Let me just give counsel to our new vice chancellor. And I'm sure he has learned a lot under our celebrant today. It is to be visionary. It is to think about doing things differently. And it is not to be confused with administration. There are two distinct things, even though they play together. Leadership is not administration. And I like to say that just so that people don't think that because you are good in administration, that makes you a leader automatically. Yes, administration ensures systems function efficiently, but leadership determines whether those systems remain relevant. Administration may preserve institutional continuity, but leadership reimagines institutional possibility. While administration will ask questions like, how do we manage what we have? Visionary leadership would be asking questions like, what must we become? What must we become? And history has shown us over and again that every world-class university has, at critical moments, benefited from leaders who saw beyond the immediate demands of administration to the enduring possibilities of institutional transformation. And I hope as I'm saying these things, is resonating with our context, we can actually touch all of the things that I'm talking about. The MITs, the Stanfords, and the National Universities of Singapore all transformed themselves into leading universities by aligning research, global partnership, talent development, and national priorities with coherent strategic vision. Although these institutions differ in geography, history, governance, and culture, they share one defining character, and that is that they understand that excellence is never accidental. Excellence is intentional. Nigeria's universities must now embrace this same philosophy, not by replicating other institutions, but by building models of excellence rooted in our own realities and aspirations. Our extraordinary assets, including the world's youngest population, immense entrepreneurial energy, rich cultural diversity, and an expanding digital economy positions this country not merely to participate in the global knowledge economy, but to shape it. And to realize that potential, however, our universities must become more than centers of instruction. They must become centers of innovation, entrepreneurship, ethical leadership, and sustainable development. Because you agree that innovation flourishes where disciplines intersect. Yet technology alone does not transform institutions. I love the anthem of Bells University, but I dare say that beyond technology, we have to cross borders to be sure that we achieve the kind of development that we want. Digital infrastructure may modernize a campus, but only visionary leadership can transform a university. Leadership establishes culture, that is visionary leadership. And of course, culture will shape the behavior of the people, and behavior will determine institutional performance. So from what I see, I can list out 5 pillars that define visionary and transformational leadership. And as I do that, please, if you have a checkbox against Professor Jediron, you can tick the boxes. The first is vision. Vision. What do you see? What can you see? What is possible in your eyes? So that would be the ability to see possibilities beyond present realities and to inspire others to pursue them. The second, the people. The greatest asset of any university is not the buildings or their money. Bossasa, it wasn't your money. It was because there was visionary leadership. The third is innovation. That is your willingness as a leader to embrace new ideas. My first encounter with Professor Ojediran was also in a conference like this. I think I was the director of academic planning, and I was invited by one of my colleagues, and we came here together. And I saw the simplicity in his style of leadership, and I was wowed. 10 years transformational, but you can agree with me that implicitly it is because this man accommodated the ideas of everybody that has walked around him. Please, let's give him a round of applause. He encouraged research and cultivated entrepreneurial thinking. I was driving around the campus one day just to appreciate what has happened. 2016 to 2026, the Bells University has transformed. The campus is beautiful, is serene, accommodating, very welcoming. What else can you define sustainability to be? The fourth is partnership, recognizing that universities achieve greater impact when they collaborate amongst universities, with government, with industry, with communities, and of course, international institutions. And then the fifth is values. Values for excellence that is not anchored in integrity and service cannot be sustainable. Now, if our celebrant today was like previous vice chancellors, we would not have gone anywhere. Not because the previous vice chancellors did not do anything, they did. But we can see the change visibly, and we cannot deny it. These pillars distinguish institutions that merely exist from institutions that lead. Today, Bells is a leading university because of visionary leadership. As a vice chancellor and university leader, I can tell you that building institutions where curiosity is encouraged, excellence is rewarded, integrity is non-negotiable, and innovation becomes part of institutional culture is not a walk in the park. It's not easy at all. However, our responsibility will be to continue to educate for the labor market today and prepare leaders that are capable of tomorrow's opportunities. At Covenant University, we have learned that institutional transformation, of course, is not accidental, it is instantaneous. No, instantaneous. It's a product of sustained vision, disciplined execution, continuous quality improvement, and unwavering commitment to developing the total man. Our experience has reinforced a simple truth, that technology is only an enabler, but people remain the true drivers of transformation. Digital infrastructure and artificial intelligence may change how we teach, learn, and conduct research, but they cannot replace vision, wisdom, ethical judgment, or compassionate leadership. Those remain uniquely human responsibilities. For us, the future therefore belongs not simply to intelligent machines, but to intelligent institutions which combine technological capability with human values, scientific excellence with social responsibility, and global competitiveness with local relevance. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice Chancellor, sir, it brings me to a very crucial moment in my lecture, and that is to speak to our celebrant, the one in whom this conference honors, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran. My VC, sir, you would almost think that you were going to get to Bells University after you have driven past Bells University prior to 2016. You would almost look for the university. But today, Bells University is an outstanding higher education in Nigeria. Every Vice Chancellor understands the complexity of that responsibility of transforming an institution. Professor Jediron has balanced academic quality with financial sustainability, preserving the values of this institution while driving innovation, strengthening research, and expanding partnership, and responding to the expectations of every single student, the regulators, the industry, and the society at large. And I would dare say, the proprietors of Bells University. Please, let's clap for him. This responsibility demands more than administrative competence, as I said before. They require resilience, wisdom, integrity, a clear sense of purpose, which Professor Jediron has undoubtedly demonstrated. As Professor Jediron concludes his tenure, we celebrate not merely years of service, but the enduring principle that leadership is stewardship. Buildings may be built and one day renovated. But he has done a lot of that, of course, we can agree. He has built a lot of buildings. Technologies may become obsolete and policies may be revised. I can't tell you, you know how many things have been introduced into the university and how many policies have been created or written since he became Vice Chancellor. Still, the culture established by his visionary leadership will continue to influence the Bells University long after he has left this office. This is a true measure of institutional transformation. I noted as I began that as you mention his names, you are already talking about institutional transformation. As neighboring institutions committed to advancing higher education in Nigeria, the Bells University and Covenant University share a common mission: to develop graduates of competence and character, to produce research that addresses national and global challenges, and to contribute meaningfully to Nigeria's transformation. The future of our universities will not be determined by competition alone, healthy competition that is, but by purposeful collaboration, shared knowledge, and a collective commitment to excellence. Permit me to conclude with a simple challenge. Can we commit to building a university where research becomes innovation, innovation becomes enterprise, and enterprise becomes societal transformation? Can we prepare graduates who are not merely job seekers, but problem solvers, ethical leaders, and opportunity creators? Can we embrace technology without losing our humanity? Can we pursue excellence without compromising integrity? Can we seek global recognition and remain deeply committed to the needs of our communities? For in the final analysis, universities should not merely prepare students for the future, they should prepare the future for themselves. To our distinguished celebrant, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, I offer my heartfelt congratulations on a remarkable tenure of service. May the legacy of your leadership continue to inspire Bells University and the wider higher education community for many years to come. I want to thank you for your attention and wish you a very successful conference, and to thank the organizers of the conference and all the participants. God bless you all.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Please, a round of applause. Let's stand, let's stand, let's stand, let's stand. Give a round of applause. That was a lot. If I should just go through what we've heard at the keynote address. Shall we sit? Thank you so much. Like I said, if I actually should go through everything that the keynote speaker had given us in person of Professor Anake, I'm sure I'm going to use another 45 minutes. We've heard a lot. That technology is actually an enabler, but people are the drivers. So we need people actually to drive technology. Technology is just there to help us, and institutions should produce solution providers, not just graduates. Am I right, sir? So we need to actually keep producing that, and we know in Bells, only the best graduates from Bells. Not just that only the best is good for Bells. It's only the best graduates from Bells. So we want to quickly move on to the next thing, which will be the drama from the drama group, reenactment of visionary leadership. So I want to call on the drama group to come and give us the playlet before we go to the next aspect, which is going to be panel discussions. I believe you are coming from the background. You know, the dramas, they come with surprises. So we can come from any direction. All right, we need to actually expedite things while we actually wait the presence of the drama group. We want to actually entertain question and answer for the next 6 to 7 minutes. Question and answers for our keynote speaker. We've heard a lot from him. Oh, question and okay, please, your name and the question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prof, for that lecture. Thank you, sir, for that lecture. Mine is observation. You know, gone are the days when you, after writing projects, we use it to decorate the shelf of the offices. And some will be packed to the library to decorate the shelf. But now, I used to tell my students that now, don't be happy that we binded your project. No. What will your project do for us? We need money. We want your project to earn money for us. We don't want it to be decorating the shelves of our department or the library of the department. We want, how much will I get from this project I'm supervising? That is the mentality we should put on students. How can this project solve a real life problem? Not, how can nursery come to Bells and say there was a project a student carried on, we want to pick on it and solve our problem. The NIBRI, we come to Bells and said, there is one problem, real life problem that we have. How can this problem be solved? And we have money. We are talking about how to generate money. We make money. So days have gone, years has gone, the time we use project to decorate shelf of libraries and our departments, put one copy here, put the other copy here. No, no, no. Days, we are not in that era again. We've left that era. The era we are now is how can we generate money from our project work. Thank you, sir, again for that God bless you, sir.
Well, thank you so much. I'm not sure I got your name.
Dr. Ubaka in Kiruka.
Okay. Thank you so much. I agree with you completely. If I was to answer you, I would have to query a lot of metrics that the regulatory bodies are presently using to measure progress of universities. The truth is that our regulators must also recognize that the world has moved on, that universities can create their own programs, create their own courses. The reason you create a course is not for certification. It is because there's a local problem that needs to be solved. And that is what goes on to affect the kind of projects that are designed for our students. But thank you for your observation. I'm sure we'll have this discussion another time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So that's been addressed quick. All right, we want to move to presentation of gifts to the keynote speaker. So we're going to do presentation of awards and gifts. And in doing the presentation of the award, I'm going to invite our able Vice Chancellor in person of Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojedinro to come and help us to give the award to our keynote speaker, Professor Anake. Thank you so much, sir. Please, a round of applause as they come forward.
Yeah, Prof, please come over. And I'm sure we have all enjoyed the presentation of my friend, my brother, Professor Tim Anake. You cannot, when listening to him, you don't want him to stop. As soft-spoken as he is, he will drop it one by one, bit by bit. And you know, if you are a meteorologist, you know when you have this light rainfall, it goes deeper than the torrential one. So thank you for dropping those light things, and I'm sure they have sung so well. Thank you for being a friend of this university. Thank you for adding value to education in Nigeria. We want to wish you well also. For the presentation today, we want to present this Award of Excellence presented to Professor Timothy Anake, Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, Ota, in recognition of your outstanding delivery as keynote speaker at the Bells University Multidisciplinary and Advanced Research Conference 2026, Bumarc 2026. With sincere appreciation from us, we thank you. You're welcome, sir.
A round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Also, we have the presentation of the gift.
Well, when you come to Brett, you must go back with this bag. And so on behalf of staff, students of this institution, we present this to you and thank you for coming again. Please look back and come back always. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. Thank you so much for that, sir. So we want to quickly go back to the playlet, and we'll be inviting the... Okay, while our keynote speaker actually takes his leave, he has to attend to other assignments. You know, these positions comes with a lot of responsibilities. We actually appreciate having you taking these hours from your schedule today. So while our keynote speaker leaves, we actually will take the drama. Okay. So much, sir. Also, while the keynote speaker was giving his address, we had the presence of the university librarian, Dr. Felicia Yusuf. Thank you for joining us. So, right about now, we are going to go into the playlets. We'll have the drama group give us the playlet on visionary leadership. So, as we welcome them.
Thank you for today. Vendor.
Madam, I greet you, Jare.
Oh, we thank God.
How market now?
I just come back.
No.
Stay here. Today market, Now, wow. Where them? Oh, I don't want Talaroro today. Oh. Where them? Okay, vendor. Where them? Where Sabi markets? Hey. Market. Free Readers Association. I beg. I know so not be market. Say.
You see that? See, if I become leader now,
Make una tear. Now so they take starts. Now so corruption they take start. Oh, I have. All of una go still see the way we work and we handle our home manage the home, take care of our children, and attend to the needs of our husbands. And we are not complaining. You know that they complain. They are not complaining. Waiting. Yes.
Must be able to see ahead of others. Even before the problem comes.
Number
just taking a lonely walk. I hear.
oh, I know of a papa they told me about. For one institution,
Wait. 20 more.
no one talk. You mean Jerry boy? I will see. What? Thank you so much. I hope we enjoyed the playlets. It was actually inspiring, and the important things there is telling us leadership. You know, while in Bells, I got to understand that everything stops at leadership. If you are so good, you have a good followership, but if the leadership is wrong, everything is wrong. That's why they said if the head is not good, of what use is the rest of the body? So everything actually stops at leadership. So we want to move on to the next thing, which is the panel.
Okay, thank you.
The panel session. Next thing, we're gradually coming. Education. Actually going on the following personnel to come as well as I'm going to also invite Professor Kuforiji to actually come up as one of the discussants on this topic. Also, I want to invite Professor Enilo Lubo, who will be ably represented by Professor Ademola, the Deputy Dean of College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Please, a round of applause for them as they all come up. Then, the moderator would be Dr. Ajibola. Thank you so much. So right about now, I want to actually hand over to the moderator of the event.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate the opportunity given to us to be here at this time. And just like we have been informed, we are in the panel session. And to join me also as anchor for this session is Dr. Ogunshola. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you so much. Today, by the special grace of God, we are here to discuss on the theme, transformational leadership. And we have these great men and women who have witnessed leadership in this institution. And I want to say categorically that most of them have worked with our Vice Chancellor from day one till now. And they can say more about him in terms of leadership. So you are welcome, the DAP, the Dean PG School, and Professor Nlolobo, Director of Curriculum Development, and representative of Professor Atase, Professor Ademola. Thank you very much. I hand over the mic to Dr. Ogunshola to please start the panel session. We need more mics, please.
Thank you, Dr. Ajibola. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are here at this panel discussion to deliberate concerning a very important aspect of our university, talking about leadership. So please permit me to start our question from our professor, Director of Academic Planning. So I'm going to be asking the Professor of Academic Planning, who is also our newest Vice Chancellor. This discussion is actually to talk about leadership, talk about management, and then to kind of make our Vice Chancellor as well as our Bossa case study, so that we actually want to reflect on their ethical leadership, want to reflect on their leadership quality. So my first question to Professor Fayemi is, Professor, you have had the privilege of translating the Vice Chancellor's vision into institutional plans. So what was his approach to strategic planning that made implementation successful rather than merely aspirational? What can you say about the approach of our outgoing Vice Chancellor that has made implementations of his planning successful rather than just being merely inspirational? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I think by privilege, I've been able to work with the Vice Chancellor for at least going to 6 years now. And during those periods, I've been Dean of Engineering and also Director of Academic Planning, among other leadership position. But in all, what I see is a clear-cut vision, a clear-cut focus
the Vice Chancellor will not give you an assignment without a clear-cut focus. It may look tough, but he will always back you up. There are some leaders that they will give you tasks, but they will not back you. They just want you to go ahead with the task. But in his own terms, one of the things I've enjoyed is the backing. So someone said, this is the focus, and it's giving you the backing for it. It's really, you see, it's very, very hard to see leaders of such nature. But with our Vice Chancellor, go and sit down. If you have the vision, if you bring it to him, the first thing he will tell you, he can even tell you with the vision, tell you to write it on. And he will not just say that, he will tell you what do you need. So if you bring what you need to him, he will not give you the 100%, because he's very stingy when you come to issue of all this kind of stuff sometimes. Our VC is very, very stingy. I'm sorry, sir, but but really is okay, they say I should use the word prudent. No, I want to use the word. So he's very prudent, sincerely speaking. And I think even as I'm going through, I have to learn that. I have to learn that habit, because that is the only way to get things done. You can't see him. He will not. One, you can't waste anything. He's very prudent. You can't waste resources. And if that thing is not going to work, you thinking that it's not going to work, forget it. The VC will tell you, go and try it first. So one of the things we need to learn from him is, one, focus. Number two, backing. And number three is prudence. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But please, before you drop the microphone, you have worked with the BOSA for 3 years or so. Sari, I would just like you to share with us as well, what are the strategic planning that you observe in bursary that has made BOSA to be this successful? We are saying all this in order that our students and our staff will learn concerning leadership. So please, what can you say if it was that has made our BOSA to be this successful? Thank you.
Yeah. In terms of the bursary unit, through the leadership of the Chief Financial Officer there, I always call him Abolo, because I realize that, he has this soft spot for finding, even if, okay, take a good example. There was a time I was told that in engineering, they collected money on my name. And we are finding ways out of it that, this money that, I didn't know anything about this thing. They said, because we are the team. The thing looks so tough that the money that's supposed to release for Director of Academic Planning after I left Dean's office becomes so serious. And I need to find a way of getting that money out. All the people there said, no, this is the law, this is the rule that is there. So I went to meet him. And I said, sir, this and this and this and this is what is happening. How can we resolve it? And if you will remember very vividly, he said, my DAP, don't worry. We will resolve it. The question is, there is always a way around that leadership. And when the man was speaking, the guest speaker was speaking today, he said the difference between leadership and administration. Some people have these administrative skill, but they don't have leadership skill. In time of BOSA, we thank you very much for that. You've shown so much leadership that what we think that is hard is simple to hold. And that is one of the things we need to learn from them. Is very, very meticulous in finding way out of serious challenge. And that we must learn. Thank you very much.
Can you put us together for the VC and BOSA for that?
Thank you.
That's very interesting. So, okay.
All right, thank you so much. Now to Professor Kuforiji. Research and postgraduate education are major indicators of institutional excellence. How did the Vice Chancellor reshape the university's research culture and postgraduate education during his term? Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the Bumarc for putting this up in honor of the Vice Chancellor and the BOSA. I appreciate him because he's always there, having a listening ear. Before now, we started off with a population of less than 30 students in postgraduate school. I'm talking of 2013, 2014. And by now, we are close to 1,000.
Wow.
And not just that, we need to pay more attention to the structure and observe that things are done as at when indicated in the rules and regulations. The seminars must be presented as at when due, enforcement of suspension, deferment, and then the greatest joy of all, moving us from a bungalow to a 2-story building, the Asiwaju Onofowoko building.
Wow.
And then the Scopus Index issue, in which it is stipulated, at least before you have your PhD, you must have at least 2 publications. And then also reassessing modus operandi concerning students having their revival. Before now, we used to have about 13 or so on the panel. And believe you me, it was no joke with the students. So based on what he has said as a father, because he's caring, and knowing the financial implication, the stress on the students, and also on all of us that are working there, it was restructured, and also insisting that no supervisor should have more than 6 students. And for continuity, to finish on time and for academic growth, it was also indicated that we should not have adjunct lecturers, professors, as the main supervisor. He has an open door policy when there are really challenges concerning some issues, because believe you me, we had some challenges concerning some students' transcripts after they've graduated, and then even before graduation for some PhD, that we had to have semesterly reports, presentation of our semester results at the Senate, because we found at the end of the day, we'll be looking for the results of the students. And at the end of the day, it may not be it may be messy. And ensuring that at least, if you are here and you are hardworking, with the cooperation of your supervisor, and even if you have challenges, we have a form in which you fill, just to make sure that at least you have done your bit, and within the 3 years, you are likely to graduate. Appreciating the Vice Chancellor, sir, for always being there and for being a good mentor, because at least I think about 2 or 3 deans of postgraduate schools have passed through you. Thank you, sir, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that response. It just goes to show the transformation in education in Bells. Thank you once again, the Vice Chancellor. And again, to Professor, we can see that curriculum development is often where the vision of the institution meets the classroom. I take is where the vision of the university meets the classroom. In what ways did the Vice Chancellor influence curriculum innovation and graduate employability in Bells University of Technology during his tenure? Thank you.
Thank you very much. First, let me thank the organizer for inviting me, and also the privilege to work under the Vice Chancellor for the past 120 months, as the drama group put it, in various capacity. Now, with respect to curriculum, our Vice Chancellor is an individual that aligned with regulatory body. He will never joke with that. To make sure that all regulatory bodies, our curriculum aligned with all the laid down regulation, he ensured that. But not only that, you know, when he was coming, I remember the first day clearly. His first speech, he said, I'm being given BELS project. That is coming to BELS. He sees BELS as a project. And one of the areas that he handled is the issue of curriculum. And he so much encouraged us in curriculum committee. I remember a particular HOD when there was a challenge with the issue of taking a particular course in a particular department outside his own, and there was serious problem that the HOD was bent, the Vice Chancellor, to summon every one of us up to his office and amicably resolved everything, not even minding the attitude of the HOD, that the HOD put up as if the Vice Chancellor was his boy, but to encourage innovation, to encourage compliance, and to encourage employability, it makes sure that we do the right thing at the curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Yeah, so please, students, I want you to be very attentive. I'm going to be asking Professor Ademola this question, and I want us to be attentive to it. So, Prof, I want you to speak on behalf of the deans of the university, and I want you to look into how the Vice Chancellor as well as the Bursar has actually empowered the colleges to pursue excellence, and not just pursuing excellence, but to pursue excellence while maintaining accountability. So just share with us briefly how the VC has been able to go about this for the past 10 years, so that we hearing this will learn, the students will learn, the staff here will learn how the VC has been able to do it, as well as how Bursar has been able to do this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank you, the organizer, for giving me that opportunity to speak on how the Vice Chancellor at our colleges while maintaining institutional accountability. The Vice Chancellor is a person that when you meet with him with your problems, he usually provides solution to it. And he encourages the colleges through strategic plan and a culture of meritocracy. He selects with merit, not by influence. So many community, either in the college or in the university as a whole, is being selected based on merit. And at every beginning of each session, he organizes a retreat. We call that one a leadership retreat, where you go there, you discuss what happened in the last semester, then you provide solution to it, and will prepare you for exactly what may likely happen in that session, and what you can do. He also enforces commitment to institutional transformation and development plan by the dean, directors, and head of department. You know, our VC, when you meet with him, his smile is contagious. He always smile, and that one will allow you or make you to do more. You know how to get things from you. He will just smile. And when he smiles, the smile is telling you that you must do this, you must do this. That is a really enforced commitment to institutional transformation and development plan, and also doing that with accountability within the institution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. That was very good. And everybody is saying that the VC is always smiling. Can you even see in the picture? You see him smiling. But I tell you, it's not all the time. It's not all the time. I remember the time I entered the Vice Chancellor's office. Before I entered, somebody already prepared my mind. Whatever the VC says, just calm down, calm down. The atmosphere is tensed. I entered, I came out, my eyes were red. And Dr. Adeiga, I met him in the waiting room there, and he said, oh, welcome to the club. I was wondering which club. Okay, this question is to all the panelists. Every administration encounter difficult moments without necessarily discussing confidential matters now. Could each of you please share an occasion when the Vice Chancellor's leadership during a challenging period strengthened your confidence in his ability to lead? Thank you. I don't know who wants to go first. Or should I take the question again? Okay. I said every administration encounters difficult moments without necessarily discussing confidential matters. Please share with us an occasion when the Vice Chancellor's leadership during a challenging period strengthened your confidence in his ability to lead.
Thank you. Without sharing confidentiality, well, I'm not sharing any confidentiality, but we know my challenge now is the results and how to get them out. The first semester, it was no joke at all. I was told by the ICT that everything is in place, meetings will be fixed, and then at the end of the day, nothing will happen. And at a stage, naturally I was disturbing him. Send text, pay him a visit, not just in the office. Part of our worship session is also postgraduate matters. All because we want solution at the end of the day. And at a stage he said, well, whatever happens, there will always be challenges one time or the other. But everything will come to an end one time or the other. And we'll find a solution at the end of it all. And as much as that, in that situation, in my presence, he called the person concerned. And be on the loudspeaker so I can hear what the interactions are. And also, there was a challenge also concerning some issues, particularly a department in which, believe you me, the dissertation was nothing to write home about. And so I came to him again. The thing was on loudspeaker, and I was hearing a different story from what was on the ground, coming from the person concerned. I said, no, he was blaming other staff, but his own was even worse. I mean, I'm talking of dissertation now than what you know. At the stage, just said, look, don't worry. He has promised and he will do the right thing. At the end of it all, everything went well. So I have that confidence that I think I visited him again concerning this second semester. I'm still coming back because we have challenges against our presentation tomorrow. So thank you for always being there, sir. We appreciate you. It's not just the smile, but finding solution at all times. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. They meet for church, they discuss PG matters. Ìyẹn tún lágbára o. So the VC, anywhere you meet our VC, you can be rest assured of interacting with him, and he's always there. In my own case, it's the case of I came into Bells University because of a task. I repeated it yesterday as a research professor, and Bells University was down there at that time in terms of research. And so I came on board and he said, we need to lift up this, remove this stigma. So he called myself, Professor Obishola, then my beautiful sister, here. And he called us to his office. And he said, you know what? What Covenant University is doing, what other universities are doing, can't we do it? No, the research must go up. I look at myself and say, inside me, I say, Baba, you tell me, this thing that he's talking about is not just my mind. We bet people who want to seek my baby. No. He looked at me and said, he gave us that task. And he said I should go and champion it. So because I don't want to be a problem, on my drive, I called this man. I said, he knows best university people very well. So I front him. So this man will be doing program will go to all the departments to share ideas on what is Scopus. This Scopus brought problem to me. To the extent that they tag me Mr. Scopus. Anywhere I go to, don't mind, look at that small boy, his head, his Scopus man. The university did some reforms so that the visibility of the university should grow, because without research we can't grow. That's the truth. You can teach from 100 years to any time, or the best teaching university in the world. But if you don't do research, there is nobody, they will not know you. So I told him, I said, sir, before we can go on, this and this are what we are going to do. Number one. So we are going to Abeokuta that day. So I opened my laptop. I'm always carrying my system. He was sitting beside me. I didn't tell this man. I just opened the laptop. I opened Scopus database. So I was analyzing some university. And I said, sir, okay, he looked at me and said, sir, let's give our staff small thing. It will encourage them. Sir, right there, in that car, on our way to Abeokuta, he said, when we will get back, put it on paper. And I put it there. The next day, I called this man. Before you know, he approved a startup grant for the publication. Immediately you give him evidence, just go and sleep. He'll be there. From there, Director R&D is a troublesome person. We started exhausting the money. He came back again. He says, I owe you tomorrow. Money, buy. He called for meeting. And any small thing that we have, anytime we have problem, we can't meet the VC. You see, our vice chancellor do smile. Oh my goodness. That smile, there are two different kind of smile. There is an outside smile. There is an inside smile. The inside smile are the one within the carcass, where if you do any nonsense thing, he will use that smile to hit you first. So that when you are going out, that's what this man is talking about. So this man said he's going to go, he will go and meet him for money. I look, money, say, almost symbol. So I went home and I thought about this. This is true. So I call. So anytime you want to cause trouble, I will call my troublemaker. That is the University Librarian. I said, University Librarian, there is a problem. He said, what is it? I said, we need money for research to grow. He said, go and meet VC. I said, we can't meet VC. So thank God that I will be living. She's the one who always used to front the to meet her. So she will use wisdom and she will carry all of us, 4 of us, to the vice chancellor office. So all of us will be at our back. She will be at the front.
2, 1, 2.
So the question is, the vice chancellors have done so great things concerning research and visibility, and in need a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Today, please let me say this, please. Best University. You can see the professor that came the other time. He knows Best University when we are here, and he knows what Best University is now. Today, as of today, Best University is having more than 700 papers in his Scopus database now, as of today. And we are looking for 1,000. So we are very close to where we're going to. And all thanks to his vision and to his goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Our Vice Chancellor is a problem solver. There is no problem that you take to him. You are very sure of coming out with a solution. But when you are going with your own microscopic eyes, just looking at one corner, you look at the problem globally and provide a solution that will be able to cut across the entire system that will be realistic and sustainable. I said it the other time, Bells University is one of the universities in Nigeria that first started the implementation of CCMAS, the core curriculum that the NUC just developed. But we have challenges in implementing it. And you will see a particular course. For the department teaching that course, it will be in first semester. But there will be another department taking the same course that will be in second semester. And there is this was bent. Nobody can persuade him. Not even when he called up to his office, like hell bent that no, we are not going to do it. And with all the attitude that for an average person, enough to say that who are you? Am I not the one that put you there? And almost immediately remove him. But with wisdom and humility, he helped us to resolve it, that all of us, we smiled out of his office, and the HOD agreed to go to that other department and then take the course. There are a number of challenges like that in curriculum that if you see, we said that no, let's look at it globally. And how are they handling it in other institutions? And it will help us to resolve the problem amicably. We want to say thank you, sir, for the direction you are also giving to us in curriculum development. God bless you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. My encounter with the Vice Chancellor that influenced my confidence working with him was in 2016 when he came as new Vice Chancellor. That time, my department was to be scrapped and matched with general studies. So I wrote a position paper about physics and mathematics and statistics that time. So he invited me. He said, look, how many students do you have there? I said, in physics at 100 level, we have 2. In mathematics, nil. In statistics, nil. He said, just look at it now. Now, what you should do now, you know, at that time I was shaking. I said, hey. And we've just employed about 4 staff members that time. I said, it is not even up to 2 months that we employ these people. Would they be going home now? He said, I want you to relax. You see, we provide solution to every problem. He said, what do you think that you can do that enrollment in that department? I said, we have moved to so many secondary schools, primary schools, and all of them that but they are not coming because every one of them, instead of with electronics, they want to go to electrical and electronics. And he said that day, I will not forget, he said, don't you have industrial-based physics that you can introduce? I said, we have. He said, go and write a report about this. Today, I want to thank the Vice Chancellor. Our medical physics program, which everybody is just saying, yes, we should have, it has been verified, and we will be having students in that department from here. So also we have applied geophysics. 3 years ago, I know that from UNILAG, they gave us almost 30 students to come and study applied geophysics, but we don't have it here. So most of them moved to Covenant University. Today now, we now have that applied geophysics instituted in physical sciences department. So we thank you very much, sir. And everybody in that department today, they have been telling me that there is no time they will come to that white office, because that is what we call your office. They will always come there, and when they are leaving, they have to gain some things. So we really thank you for your leadership and for your vision. God will continue to bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Let's put hands together for that. Thank you so much. This is the last question because of our time. I think I'm going to be directing the question to Professor Fayomi and Professor Kufuruji, just the two of you. And I want you to respond to the question that says, what do you think in the decade of administration of the VC and BOSA, what do you think should remain in BELS, so that when the VC is doing handing over, it will help us to tell the new Vice Chancellor that the staff want you to ensure that this does not go. And then what do you think we should improve upon? What do you think we should also improve upon? So I'm going to be starting from Professor Fayomi. So that what can you say? We have made this, we don't want this to go. We want to hold strong to this in the administrative scale of the VC and BOSA. And then what do you think we want to tell the new VC to please help us to improve upon? So the last two speakers will talk on this, and I will round up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I will be very blunt here. Number one, sir, thank you for the 25, 25, 25, 25, 20. Mama said, I've said what you want to say. The 20. I was telling the Vice Chancellor, I say, I will collect, before I go to Jalingo, I'm going to take 25th gift. That's going to be on Friday. That is so beautiful, that I was telling the Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, say, yes, sir. Because I know where I was coming from. So I thank you very much for that. You make many staff smile.
Let's celebrate the two of them for that.
Yes. Both of you have done well.
It's a landmark achievement.
And number two, please, sir, thank you very much for bringing life to research world at Burst University. Sir, I can tell you today, Burst University is known because of its visibility, and research brought such to this university. Thank you for your innovation. You are a very good innovator. I have learned, sir, with all due respect, I have eaten from your blood because you are a good innovator. And I'm proud to say you are not just an administrator, you are a leader by excellence. And please, when you are handing over to the incoming new VC, by God's grace, these things I've made mention, the research must continue. Scopus Web of Science is not for the university alone, it's for the individuality, the staff themselves. When it is well with with them, it will impart at the university. So they are growing themselves, not the university. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much to the Vice Chancellor and the BOSA. If there's one thing I know, especially as the Deputy Vice Chancellor for 2 terms, it is accountability. So every Monday, we have a broad idea of what the financial situation of the university is. Everything is accounted for. the commitment to work, it's highly inspiring. You can't take that from me. And because you are dedicated in fear of God, it's easy to follow you. And of course, the fear of the Lord, whatever we are doing, that cannot be taken from you. In humility, you pass on your information. Even when you come up with, somebody comes up with not something that totally agrees with you, by the time you make your point, you allow that person to also express himself or herself, and at the end of it all, things get done. So, to the new incoming Vice Chancellor, I wish him well, and I pray that he too continues to be committed to be a good team leader, because there are so many things. I see so many things here. Psychophants are all over the place. Those who know the history, even more than the university, because I've seen people that have never stepped here, they'll tell you they know the history of bells. So please, I pray that those qualities of avoiding distractions, commitment to the system, living a good legacy, and being a true father will be impacted. Because believe me, there may be few. We have challenges with some students that, except and these are not for public consumption. The only person that will know is the Vice Chancellor. And based on certain issues, we have to treat those one expressly. So I thank you, sir, for being there. You are just referring, because I'm sure he must have told you. And so I wish you all the best. And for the boss, it's no strange thing for a manageable man to know how to keep money. So I wish you well, sir. Even when we have challenges concerning our financial output, especially with challenges in the new portal, you rose to the occasion and were able to resolve it. And I pray also that the new bursar too will be able to keep our purse and will be able to stand anywhere with its integrity. Thank you, and God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, today's conversation has reminded us that institutions do not become great by accident. They become great by visionary leaders and their inspiration even to the ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. I can remember the state that the university library was at some point in time, and what we have now, and facilitating that, giving tablets to everyone so that we can access it. We will say thank you so much. That has been a turning point for the library in Bells University. And on behalf of everyone gathered here at Bumarc 2026, we celebrate exceptional service, dedication, enduring legacy, and we pray that the Almighty God will continue to work with you as you are. He's just transitioning from Bells Nigeria to Bells. I don't want to be the one to announce it. Thank you so much. God bless you. We want to thank our panelists, Professor Okuforiji, thank you, Professor Fayomi, Professor Nlolobo, and Professor Ademola. I'm Dr. Achibola, and with me, we have Dr. Ogushola. Thank you so much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will all agree with me that today's program is a special one, wherein we are celebrating 2 years of our time. Our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediro, and our dear Bossa, Otumba Shino Adepoju. These two gentlemen have made tremendous impact in transforming our institution. And with the theme of this discussion, which talks about transformational leadership and institutional development in higher education, walking in his footsteps. 10 years ago, these 2 heroes of our time came to our institution with a vision. The vision became a mission accomplished today because they had a determination to change the narrative. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Oludele Ojediran and Otumba Shina Adepoju indeed were instrumental in making this a reality in our institution today. Let's give them a round of applause. That was wonderful. Let's tell ourselves the truth. What the discussants have said, is it not true? It's the truth, it's the fact. But I believe in one thing, that if you spend hours talking about what you have done in a location or an institution, and you are discussing it in such a way as to entice those who are not there, they may think it's historical. But one thing is sure today, everything that was said about these two individuals are empirical because we can see it. There is no area of our institution that there has not been a transformation. There is no area in the lives of every individual in this university, the staffs, that you have not been impacted. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to a promise keeper, to an innovative leader, and to somebody who came, left a footstep that eventually became a footprint. Distinguished gentlemen, let's put our hands together for these two individuals again. Once more, I want to call on the chairman of Bumarc 2026, the person of Dr. Adeiga, because the next item on the agenda is presentation of award and gifts. So, permit me to invite the chairman, Dr. Adeiga, and our deputy vice chancellor to please come over. Let's put our hand together for them as they are coming. Our DVC man. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, this is Bumarc 2026. So I'm here to appreciate the bursar and the vice chancellor. And a lot has been said about them because they have actually done wonderfully well. Because when we are talking about leaders, there are some leaders that comes to an institutions just to manage an institutions, but I must say, the two of them has actually come and they transformed Bells University. They have not actually come to manage. They are able to transform Bells University. And more so, as I said during the welcome address, the major tributes we can give to them is majorly for us to see how we can sustain or surpass the foundation they have laid, that strong foundation they've laid for us. So based on that, it is what that we appreciate and honor the two great leaders that has been in our midst for the past 10 years for the good thing they've done in our midst. So it is therefore a great honor for me to call on the Vice Chancellor himself so that he can come and make a presentation to the bursar for the good thing the bursar have done. We have a check and a plaque. A check and a plaque for the bursar. So I'm calling on the Vice Chancellor, sir, to please come and make his presentation. A check and a plaque for the OTDD.
Say hi.
to rent somebody to join me here. Follow me. The VC Greenland University, please come over. I feel that I shouldn't be presenting this, but you help present this to Bossa on my behalf. You see, when you have younger vice chancellors, you can Bugana, vibrant vice chancellor. To present to so Bossa, please come over, and the VC of Greenland, the brand new VC, will present this.
Thank you, my Vice Chancellor, sir. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology, sir, sir, I want to present under the committee of Bumarc. We want to present award to you. It's Award of Excellence, Mr. Ashina Omatayo Adepoju, the Bossa of Bells University of Technology, in recognition of your remarkable contributions and meritorious service to the university for 1 decade at this Bumarc 2026 conference. We appreciate you, we thank you for the contribution, and we wish you a great hope rising in life. Thank you very much, sir. This is a thank you check from the same Bumarc committee to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So I want to call on the University Librarian, Dr. Felicia Yusuf, to help us to make a presentation of awards and the cash award also to the Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology. Thank you very much.
May I call on our transformational, visionary, and indefatigable Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, for his award. I'm very glad doing this. Bells University of Technology of Ogun State presents Award of Excellence to Professor Engineer Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, the Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology, in recognition of your remarkable contributions to humanity, outstanding leadership, is somebody clapping, landmark achievements, and meritorious service to the university for 1 decade. At Bells University Multidisciplinary and Advanced Research Conference 2026, with the theme Harnessing Technologies, Innovations, and Multidisciplinary Approaches for Sustainable Development Goals. With sincere appreciation, presented today, Wednesday, 22nd July 2026, and duly signed by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ngozi Yu Arisa. Congratulations, sir. I also have an undisclosed check here for the Vice Chancellor, also to be presented alongside the plaque. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I know a number of programs will have been put in place to appreciate our Vice Chancellor, and in such occasion, he could be called to come and say one or two things. This is the first time I will be inviting him in my own personal capacity as one of his sons to come for a farewell address. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Jeremiah Ojediran is invited to come and give a farewell address.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, again permit me to stand, as others do, on the already well-established protocol to say thank you to the organizers of this program, to say that conferences like this are meant to expose us to new technologies, new innovations, and also to propel us forward. And as I've already indicated, that this conference is also a valedictory conference, meaning that we are rotating out, which is taking place as we conclude our tenures as Vice Chancellor and Bursar of this great university. So I therefore consider it appropriate to reflect briefly on the meaning of leadership and institutional legacy. Leadership is temporary, very temporary. The position of leadership is very sensitive, critical, and can be very oppressive at times. It's oppressive because we're quite an overwhelming number of issues will come up at the same time. But it is also temporary because it has a limited time for a tenure. And for us, it's been 10 years. And we thank God for what He has done. Institutions endure, they stay forever. So leaders come and go. And what they do is leave a legacy. And I tell Bells University Student Associations, every executive in the last 10 years, I challenge them at the ascension of office that make sure you leave a legacy. Because you pass through the university. If you are not careful, there will be no footprints. So leave your footprints in the sands of time. Something you can look back to. And if you observe, every Bursar executive has left one thing or the other. Gazebos are there to speak for them. The seats on the football field are there that you can see. The interlocking stones for the roads are there for you to see. No Vice Chancellor owns a university. Every Vice Chancellor is a steward. And when you say you're a steward, it means you must be accountable for the resources put in your care. The Vice Chancellor inherits an institution from those who came before him. And he has the responsibility to strengthen it for those who will come after him. So if we hand over things to you, you work on it and hand it over to those coming after you. So throughout our tenure, we have been guided by the conviction that leadership must be measured not merely by the projects completed during the administration, but also by the system, values, people, and opportunities created for the future. The progress recorded during our administration has therefore never been the achievement of one individual. It has been the product of collective effort. Product of collective efforts. I acknowledge the support and guidance of the founder and proprietor, the governing council, members of the governing council, members of Senate, members of management, members of the academic community, and members of the non-teaching community, staff and students of this university, alumni, partners, and particularly the Bells University Parent Forum, who have contributed in one way or the other to the development of this university. I have gone to town to mention these stakeholders because their effects were quite impactful, and it assisted the management in developing the university. Every meaningful achievement of an institution is ultimately a collective achievement. As we look back on the years of service to this university, we do so with deep gratitude. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. We are grateful for the challenges that strengthened us. We are grateful for the colleagues who worked with us. And I say it, colleagues who worked with us. And all of you did. We're also grateful for the students who gave meaning to our efforts. We are grateful for the researchers whose work continues to expand the frontiers of knowledge. And we are grateful to the Almighty God for strength, wisdom, and grace to serve this institution. Before I conclude, I wish to make special appeal to the organizers of this conference and to the relevant units of the university. I urge you not to allow this initiative to end with this conference. That means Bumarc 2026 should not be the end. There should be Bumarc 2027. There should be Bumarc 2028 and ad infinitum. And I know that the mathematicians will tell me ad infinitum means forever. So please make sure it continues till God comes. Although this conference is being held at a significant point in our tenure as Vice Chancellor and Bossa, its purpose and potential are far greater than any individual administration. I therefore encourage the R&D unit, the Directorate of Academic Planning, the Center for Advancement, Linkages and Partnership, and all other stakeholders involved in this initiative to sustain it and institutionalize it. Let this conference continue beyond our tenure. Let this conference continue beyond our tenure. Let it become a permanent platform for multidisciplinary research, innovation, knowledge exchange, and research capacity development. Let future administrations build upon what has been started today, improve it, and give it greater reach and impact. I particularly encourage the organizers to ensure that the workshops and training components are sustained. The workshop and training component of this conference, please sustain it. The training of younger researchers in research methodology, academic writing, literature management, data analysis, research software, and scholarly publishing should not be limited to a single event. This conference should also become a platform for establishing enduring research networks, developing collaborative projects, strengthening university industry partnership, and promoting research that responds to the developmental challenges of our society. Now, Dr. Mbaka. Chancellor and Bosa are leaving office. organizing because Bells University of Technology must remain a center of research excellence, innovation, and solution-oriented scholarship. If this conference continues successfully after our tenure, we will regard that as one of the
Bumarc University to give your cogent advice where needed. Please don't close your heart, don't close your hand, don't close your mouth, sir. Be open to give us advice where deemed necessary. To all the committee members here, thank you very much for bringing this together, especially from the chairman to the advisor, Professor Wushola. Thank you very much for the sleepless night and for the encouragement to all the deans. And I can see Professor Ogukan from PG School. Thank you very much. He's also part of the committee member. Thank you very much for being there, for supporting the chairman. To all our students here present. Oh, before then, let me appreciate our staff member, for being here. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. The committee, the staffs and the members of the conference who are going to be presenting their paper from tomorrow. We thank you for coming, and those who are online, we appreciate you. To our students, thank you for being here since morning. We appreciate you. I thought you would clap for yourself. You can do better now. I thought you would clap for yourself. One more time. I thought you would clap better for yourselves. Yes, that is the way to go. Thank you very much, for being here. And again, I say thank you, and thank you, and thank you again. I will not say thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Fayomi, sorry, for that.
What time?
Okay. Is continuing tomorrow with technical sessions beginning from 9 o'clock in the morning. Please, I implore all of us in the academic community to be in attendance. It's my pleasure to call on the Deputy Dean, College of Management Studies, Dr. Bashir Bello, for the closing prayer. Deputy Dean Coleman's Dr. Bashir Bello, closing prayer. We thank you and everyone of us. I like to pray for our Vice Chancellor and
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
Let us remain standing while the principal officers of the university, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Bursar, and the panel of discussants file out of the hall. Thank you. Let's remain standing, please. And there will be a group photograph outside in front of Colfax building. The Bumarc committee are expected to partake in this session also. Thank you.